Flossmas. Today is Tea Time Flossmas number 13 because today is Sunday, December 13th. Today is a rainy, overcast day. It is like perfect Jessie day. I think I mentioned a while ago that I felt like the only other place that I could really think of living outside of the United States was Britain, of the places I have been to. Although someone reminded me recently that I probably would really like living in Japan. And that probably is true. Anyways, that's a tangent. But one of the reasons why I think I would love being in Britain, somewhere in Britain, is that this is kind of like my kind of weather. I did study there for a year. And so I was there over the course of the winter and I loved it. I loved it. Anyways. But you can only do it if you have dogs that aren't scared of the weather. So, just FYI, if you have a dog that's scared of the weather. Hopefully they're not, if they were raised in Britain and born there, that they're not scared of the weather. I have a dog that's anxious about rain. I've always had a dog that's anxious about rain. I don't know why. Anyways, this morning, let's get going. Let's talk about tea. Oh, I'm Jessie. Welcome to my channel, Bumble Stitching Quilts. Welcome back if you are returning, and if you are new, just stumbling across me for the first time because you're watching a bunch of Flossmas videos, welcome. So glad to have you. And it says Bumble Stitching Quilt, right? Yeah. All right. So this morning's tea is actually, today's tea, I should say, more accurately, is Marsala Chai. Now, that's not the tea I'm having right now. So, unlike I usually do, I'm not tasting it for the first time with you. Because, coincidentally, we have Indian. So, we bought Indian for dinner, and we have leftovers. So, we're going to have leftovers for dinner tonight, more Indian, which is awesome, because who doesn't love Indian? And so, I'm going to have it tonight with my dinner, and because it's going to go well with my dinner. So, I'm going to do my best to remember to film a reaction to the tea. But it kind of depends on what time we eat and stuff like that. I try to get the video processed, like whatever I record, I try to get it processed and everything so that it's starting the upload process by 7 p.m. So if we eat dinner early enough, then I'll do that. But we eat late dinner. Anyways, but what's this morning's tea? Because you're like, oh, it's tea time, Jessie. You gotta be drinking a tea. I am drinking a Scottish breakfast. Is it focusing? There it goes. And which I never had before. I bought the whole bag, under the hopes that I would like it. I do like it. It's I don't really know how to describe it. So its description is a richly blended with Assam, Kimun, Yunnan, and Sri Lankan full leaf teas. You'll get a deep cut with multi notes, red fruitiness, hints of smoke, and a touch of Yunnan pepperiness. I don't know if that's how I would describe it, honestly. I don't taste any pepper. Honestly, I don't taste any pepper. I do feel like I do taste some malt and I do taste some fruits. That's pretty much all I taste. To me, it's a weird blend between an English breakfast and an Earl Grey. Like, if it's fake, it's fragrant. I do like it. I don't know if I like it more than an English. But I don't dislike it. So, and it could very well be that it's just Adagio's version of it that I like. It's not my favorite. I had English breakfast was an earlier tea in the Advent, and it wasn't my favorite version of an English breakfast. So we'll see. Oh, my collar is all like messed up. Let's fix that. Let's do that in front of everybody. All right. Anyway, so what's next? Favorite thing. So today, my favorite thing is actually handmade gifts. So we're cross stitchers, we're crafters. I make quilts too. Some of y'all are out there knitting, crocheting, diamond painting, all sorts of different types of craftiness that exists. I've seen like embroidery and felt making and paper crafting, like all this kind of stuff. And it's amazing and it's beautiful. Now, here's something funny as we're getting closer to the year. I gift a lot of my stuff. Like I don't keep many of my things, and so I do keep some, like, but not much, and so it's one of those, you go through this, like, are you craft worthy, like, or like when I'm like, right, are you quilt worthy, are you cross stitch worthy? Because it takes a lot of time, right? This is an investment. I don't, like when I think about a project, even a small project like Winter's Carriage, right? That is not an inexpensive project. If you're starting from scratch, if you don't have a stash, right? It's the pattern, the fabric, and the floss. And, and so when I think about that, that was at least a $50 project, if I'm going to guess, right? Just based off the top of my head. I think it was about 12 colors of floss, some weeks in there. So let's say $15 worth of floss at full price. It was pictured as plus fat eighth, I think. It was a fat eighth, not a fat quarter, which is what, another $10, $12, $15. And then the pattern, anywhere between 8 and 12, right? So these are not, and then you talk about the time, right? The amount of time that it's spent in a project. And a quilt, that for me, it could be a year. It could, some cross stitches, several years, thousands of hours potentially, hundreds of hours at minimum. And so, depending on what it is. So you have to go into that. But I'm going to tell you, it's one of my favorite things. One of my best friends is an amazing, amazing quilter. And, not quilter, she is a quilter, but knitter is what I'm talking about. And she made me this beautiful shawl. So I can give it, oops, it's upside down. So I can give it some justice here. So this beautiful shawl that I've had for a few years. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's these beautiful earth tones. Brown and blues are some of my favorite colors. They're my alma mater's colors. And I love it. I absolutely love it. What's funny is that I tend to buy more jewel tone clothing, so I don't actually have anything that coordinates with this. So I pulled it out because it's like, oh, it's going to get chilly. This is a good thing to have around me, when I'm chilly at work and stuff like that. And I don't have anything that matches it. So am I going to go shopping for clothes that match it? Yes. Yes, I am. Because apparently retail therapy is how we're getting through a pandemic. So anyways, but I want to just say that, right? Like, I feel like we're crafters, we get it, and you have to kind of decide if people are, like, worthy of it, but it is my favorite thing. It makes me feel so good, because I don't have that many people who make things for me. But, like, when I get one, and it's so thought out, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I made a thing, who can I give it to? I'm making a thing for a person, right? Because that's how we usually do things. And I just love it. It makes me feel so loved. And of course you have to know the person's a little bit, but anyways, for anyone who's out there making things and you're like, is it worth it? Do people really, I think that, yeah, it is worth it. All right, Happy Meal. So, handmade things. I'm just use it as a blanket right now. I did get some Happy Mail yesterday. I got two things to show you. So, I did get some Love You More book sleeves. I can't show you everything because at least two of them are a gift, but this is the one I bought for myself. I could have sworn I bought a full size, but apparently I bought a standard size. Oopsie. So I don't know what so maybe I'll actually use it for books because it is a small. It's not really going to hold any kind of patterns and stuff like that. Well, I guess I do have some small patterns I can fold in half and stick in there. So anyways, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's, it's writery, and I like and I like pens and office supplies and stuff like that. So I love it. I actually might end up using it for books, but I got that. But this one I had to keep completely wrapped because it's for my husband. He knows I bought him one of these, so the fact that he knows it's here is not a thing. But when you get something from Love You More Studios, just to kind of show you, they put like a seal on it. It's so beautifully wrapped like a present. And of course, this is the same folks as Black Needle Society. And if you've been watching the unboxing of the Nice List, they just do such a great job with their wrapping and how it comes in. And of course, this is to protect it further during the course of the travel because it's inside another envelope. But I just think that's so sweet. Like when you're getting it, it does feel like you're opening a gift. I love it. So, but otherwise, I purchased like 10. I think I'm exaggerating. I think I purchased ultimately 7, 6 or 8. I bought 8 as gifts. Hopefully people who are watching this, I might have spoiled it. Sorry. If you're in my family, I just spoiled it for you. Sorry. But you don't know which family members are getting one. You don't know. I have more than 8 people in my family. All right. Next. I also, last week was the International Virtual Quilt Festival, so there was some shopping going on in their shops, and so I purchased several things called sew tights. Sew tights? I just did that really quickly. Sorry, I'll go through it a little bit more slowly. So sew tights are these magnets. Focus. There it goes. And you can see like what they look like. And they're super strong, right? They're super strong magnets. So they actually were designed for quilters to be able to hold sandwiches and things together to because sometimes pinning is not the best option. So if you're working with some materials like vinyl, you can't pin it. So but clips on the side are not sufficient. You still need something in the middle to be able to hold things together. So I had purchased these because I have been making project bags that I've been using stable, stabilizer, soft and steady, stable and stuff like that too. So it's really thick, and just putting the clips on the side is not much. So this one, these Sew Tight HDs are supposed to be for a thicker sandwich. And so I'm looking forward to trying this the next time I make a project bag, because I do feel like it's been very difficult to kind of keep this together. There are people out there who are making project bags, beautiful project bags, and they might actually have really good tips and stuff like that on how to do it without pinning the vinyl, but I don't know. And during Quilt Festival, I saw them actually demonstrating how to use this, and I thought this was great. And so I got this. I also got the Magnum, the big one. This is 4 inches. It's for people who are doing long arm quilting for the big quilts and things like that. But I thought this is actually a really good, decent size. And if you bought 2, then you got a 3rd thing for free, which was these mixers, which came with the 3 sizes. This, I know it's a glare on the plastics. Here, let me take it out of the plastic. Which comes with these 3 sizes: the small circle, the regular original, and then this one. Oh no, this is a mini, and this is the original size. And so I'm going to show you eventually, but I had been using one of those big ones to hold my fabric when I was stitching Winter Carriage Ride, and it worked really great. Now these can't serve as needle minders because of the back. You can put it did kind of magnetize a little bit to the plastic, but it wasn't like you're gonna lose it. Like, it's not like on this front side, it's not a strong enough magnet that your needle's not gonna fall off. So do not use these as a way to hold onto needles. But it worked really, really well, because one of the things, so I do use these little loopy things to hold the fabric, and I saw that some people have purchased like these long magnet things that kind of flipped around. But the thing is that I actually don't like to crumple up my fabric. It's a weird thing. Like, it bothers me. And I feel like when I see people use those long magnetic things, like, you can't roll the fabric in such a way that keeps it straight, and it's crumply, and it's like people are just kind of, and it's going to bother me. If it doesn't bother you, that's fine. I'm not here to judge anybody in how they do that, but I like to keep my fabric kind of rolled as opposed to crunched. And so I think these will work really well. I do have some projects that have excess fabric on the side, and I'm going to kind of set them all up eventually, and then you'll see how they look. But anyways, Sew Tights, my other Happy Meal. All right, talking about Happy Meal. Ooh, this is going to be a long video. I'm at 14 minutes. So I showed everyone Christmas Tree by Barbara Anna. I got my kit yesterday from Nika from Moscow. And so this is the Tree of Magic. I had said it was on 28 even weave. It is not. It is on 25 even weave, which I was like, is that correct? I did the measurements and everything, and yes, it is a 25 count even weave. Then that made me think, wait, am I stitching over 1 or am I stitching over 2? Because over 2 feels like a big cross to me, right? That comes out to be about 12.5 crosses per inch, which is huge, right? I'm not wrong. That's big. And then I thought, is that what the Tree of Magic is on? Because I also have the Tree of Magic kit. I haven't started yet. Tree of Magic is on a 28. So that must be why I thought this was a 28. And so then that made me worried because I was like, well, they're similar in design. And so I went and looked at the sizes. The Tree of Magic is bigger in stitch width and length by about 20 each way. So that would explain why the Christmas tree would be on a bigger a lower count. So I guess I'm just going to try. Anyway, so the whole point of me bringing this up is one, to correct what I said yesterday, which was that it's a 25 count even weave. It's in the show notes, which I keep every week. I've updated all the projects with their fabrics and floss and everything. But the I'm going to hold off. I had told you yesterday that I thought I was going to start Christmas tree today. But because of the count and everything like that, and I got a little bit wonky by it, I was like, I don't know. But then the more I thought about it when I was looking at it, don't you think this is the perfect piece to bring you into Christmas? I think so. I mean, look at that. It's so sweet. It's got snowmen, happy cats, fireplaces, Santa. I mean, I think this is the piece you take into Christmas with you, right? Me too. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and start on Hello Dear today. So, because yesterday was the last day, 6 days on each project. I focus on a project for 6 days. And yesterday was the last day for Winter Carriage Ride. And so, where did I get to? This is where I am. I do take everything. I should have left it on the Q-snap, but I had moved it to be able to do to check the sew tight and stuff like that. So this is where I got on Winter Carriage Ride. Got a little closer. Did I finish the 2 pages? I did not finish the top page completely because, as you can see right here, there's a little bit of a little loop there. That's the beginning of the horse's head. And so the horse is mostly in the bottom half. And so I decided to leave that be. So that way when I come back to it, I have the whole horse to stitch and I won't have a break in his head from the line. And so I did start into the bottom of the second page in order to finish this young lady's head, because having half a head, not really great. So that's where I got to. Otherwise, everything on the top half is done. I got all that done in 6 days. I stitched on this a lot yesterday. I didn't track again as well as I could. I never do on the weekends, but if I was to guess, probably about 4 hours of actual stitching time got put into this yesterday. And just as a reminder of where I started, all I had was just the 2 little houses here, the little gray house and the little burgundy house, and the doors were not filled in. So that's all I had when I started. So I think I made some really great progress on this. This is, has a progress stitcher. Again, for those who are new to cross stitch, that means that I am motivated by seeing the work move forward and seeing it come together, as more so than I am by the process, which is just picking up and stitching. And so I'm really, really happy with how far I got on this. So, and it's been fun. This has actually been I find the frosted pumpkins to be very fun to stitch on. And so I like a whimsical kind of a thing. And so with that means you already know I got my kit in place, ready to start working on Hello Dear today. And I haven't even opened any of it. And so but I do have the full pattern printed out and I'm ready to go. So, brand new start. So you'll see how far I get. And hopefully I'll have a better start than I did with Hello Dear, because with Hello Dear, I had to frog like the same leaf stem thing like 3 times. It was ridiculous. Like I was having some issues, some mental blocks with starting Hello Dear. So we're going to move on to Hello Pumpkin. We're going to move on to Hello Dear now. And we'll go forward from there. My plans for today. We are hopeful to be able to go to my in-laws for the holidays. So typically this is the year we would probably spend here with my family in the alternating years, but my brother's family are all, like my in-laws family are all essential workers, like all of them, and they are all in a hospital setting. And so while they are bubbling with each other, they don't all live together, but they're in that same continuous bubbling together, because they work together, some of them live together. They're really close family. And to maintain the safety of my family, which is my mom, my brother, my other brother, who have who are higher risk, and my family has decided that we are going to stay isolated from each other through the course of the pandemic, and so until we can get the vaccines and everything, and so we're going to, if it's safe to do so, we are going to go to my in-laws for the holiday. We were not planning on going super early. We were planning on being there for a few days, like 4 or 5 days, but not like the whole, not like a huge length of time, right? A normal length of time. But it looks like we may have to go a little earlier than we had planned, and which means I gotta wrap Christmas presents like today. This is like this week I gotta wrap presents because we don't know when we're leaving, and so I think I'm gonna be doing some of that today. My nails look atrocious, like they're terrible. So I'm gonna probably redo my nails today as well. Might not be tomorrow, but it's probably gonna be today. And I don't know what to do. So I put on the red because it was December and it was time for Christmassy feelings. Now I don't tend to wear super, super bright colors, and so I'm trying to decide if I want to redo the red and keep the red, but it's not going to last through Christmas. I'm going to have to redo them at least one more time. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to use, so I usually have these dark jewel tone colors, like, so I'm trying, I can't decide. Probably to stay festive. I'm going to redo my nails probably today. Long video. It may be longer still if I add stuff to the end of this, but I don't know. But in the meantime, I think that's it. I was serious today. Today was serious, Jessica. Yeah. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday or had a great Sunday, because I probably won't upload this till tonight. And you might not see it till later. And, wherever you are, I hope you are having a stitchy good time. You take care. All right? Bye, everyone. Hi, FlossTube. As promised, here's my video with my cup of tea, enjoying some Hallmark Christmas movies. This is a good chai. Highly recommend it. Night, everyone. Cheers.